Hi there. In this lecture, we will look at the waste of underutilized resources and skills. By the end of this lecture, you will clearly understand what specifically underutilized resources and skills means, what types of environments cause this type of waste, and we will look at some key activities that help promote resource development and people development. Let's get started here. The eighth form of waste was identified and added to the other seven forms of waste by Dr. Jim Womack in the book Lean Thinking. This type of waste suggests that we go to a great effort in order to obtain well qualified, experienced employees that eventually end up working behind a desk from 9 to 5. While the work that these individuals do on a daily basis is very important, it is guaranteed that almost all and every individual is capable of much more than what he or she does. The waste of underutilized skills also applies to machine talent. Too often we use the same machines and procedures because it is what we normally do, and we rob those computers or machines of their full potential. Like our computers and machines, the same goes for our most important asset, people. Oftentimes, a production employee may do the same task day in and day out in order to just stay busy. Rarely do these individuals get engaged, and sometimes they are never even spoken to. However, that individual, if engaged and empowered, may know of some significant ways to improve their job function. After all, they work in the Gemba day in and day out, seeing waste and creating value firsthand. Additionally, the waste of skills can be the result of conflict within organizations. Whether that conflict is with leadership or fellow team members, conflict can keep people in shells, trapping them and creating an environment where many people are afraid to shine. Finally, we must address a common cause of underutilized skills, which are errors and rules that, when they happen, leave people feeling as though they are handcuffed and may never be forgiven of their mistakes again. The waste of skills is not easy to correct and oftentimes requires behavior, cultural, and organizational changes. But when the change occurs, companies often find happier, more productive people who want to live the spirit of Kaizen. Some ways that you can ensure your employees' talent does not go to waste are: seek to build an organization of teamwork where silos do not exist. Employee involvement in all phases of the company begins to develop a culture where experience, creativity, and the intelligence of employees can harness their potential. Some ways that you can harness these great attributes are treating employees with respect, keeping them informed of necessary information, and establishing an environment where they are part of the decision-making process. Additionally, employees should be empowered and provided with the necessary training, tools, and leadership that will support their efforts in problem solving and improvement initiatives. Employees should be aware of the level of authority they have and be allowed to use it. Finally, the process of developing and utilizing standards keeps the focus off of people and places it on the process, which allows us to create a no-blame culture while reducing errors and complicated, overbearing rules that keep others in chains. People are our most important asset, and their skills, like other capabilities of a company, should be used to its full potential and then rewarded and recognized. Before we wrap up this lecture, I'd like to invite you to ponder this question. In what ways have you experienced the waste of underutilized skills or talent? After you have thought about this question, then stretch your mind a bit and share with others. How would you go about eliminating this form of waste? Share your thoughts if you like. That wraps up our detailed look at the waste of underutilized skills and resources. So, until next time, keep on improving, and we will keep on giving you solutions that ignite your power.